Hi, everyone. Momentary uncertainty in the markets after President Biden steps down for Kamala Harris. To the masterminds, I was saying to everyone that I was expecting stocks to react reasonably negative to this moment because it is uncertainty and markets hate uncertainty. We don't really know still what is going to happen next. Though Bitcoin has surprised me. It has actually rallied on this. Now we're going to see what happens from here, but just broadly, the technical charts look really, really nice for continuation at the top of the range and even new highs. So we have to keep an eye on this. We also have the Democratic National Convention at the end of next month. So there still could be some red herrings. I feel that there might be Hillary Clinton lurking in the background, maybe even Michelle Obama. Look, anything is on the table. This new season of the United States is incredibly enthralling, and I can't wait to see the next twists and turns on what is going to happen next. All right, let's crack into the chart. So like I was saying, guys, Bitcoin has been motoring high. This is the daily chart. So we've had the news over the last day of the candle, so it's a little bit hard to tell here. We did have a little bit of a sell-off, but rallied again back above 68,000. Meanwhile, S&P futures is kind of telling us that over the weekend, there was some thinking that Biden would step down with the COVID, the medical excuses and whatnot. It does look like markets are pricing that in to a degree. But again, Bitcoin didn't really react, which is great news. And we haven't seen a high correlation between Bitcoin and stocks for a little while here. And I love that because stocks are so overextended, it's not funny. And while I do love the idea of the risk moving higher in stocks and they're just bounding off to new all-time highs, and Bitcoin should be following it, and you would think that's correct. But if stock market has a massive correction and Bitcoin, is following it lockstep, and we haven't made new all-time highs yet, then we're going to have a really nasty, correction from it as well. So we've got to be careful what we wish for there a bit. I do want Bitcoin to just do what it does each 4 years, and when it reaches that end of the time-based capitulation after the halving, we generally see this. Not generally, we always see Bitcoin run off to new highs and not really be too concerned about too much else out in the periphery. So that's what I wanted to have a look at. Bitcoin just broadly looks sensational on the weekly chart as well. It's had this monumental close back above this horizontal resistance which I had. It's closed back above that. Importantly for me, it's closed back above the 20 moving average, the simple moving average, and the 10 EMA. And just historically, that is the bull market support. So we've had an incredibly nasty correction. If you sold down here, maybe give yourself a little slap the people that told you to get out of the market, because that's exactly what you want in a correction. You want a correction that is, deep enough and dark enough and, horrible enough that makes you question whether this is a bull market. Makes you question if it's all over, makes you question everything, and gets you to capitulate and panic sell. And that's when you get lost in the sidelines and you can see it reverse, which is exactly why you also want to have that broader picture perspective of where we're going in the next 6 to 12 months. Dollar cost average or correction buy, 25% of a position you want to create, but you have further downside targets with orders. You also have an upside target, which you're going to get aggressive if it reclaims. That way you're never really offside completely, but you do buy value. And because if you just waited this all out, you might still have orders to the downside and you're just seeing this reclaim levels and crack higher. This looks like a loaded spring that wants to head towards that 90,000 to 100,000 mark. So, happy days when it does do that. Over the next, weeks and months, hopefully. Have a look here. Double bottom on the Stochc RSI, and the RSI still downtrending though, which is something we'll have to, keep a watchful eye on. I suspect that we are lagging a breakout here, and when she does, so she's almost slightly broken out here. When we start cracking that 74, so at a minimum, guys, I see us, running to the top of the range. That's the minimum, and if we do that, I think we crack out of the RSI here, start to mode high. Everything is positioned for a move high here, so I could not be. I can't be bearish here. It just can't. That's how we roll. So let's move on over to Ethereum as well. I just want to have a quick look at this because we are heading into Ethereum ETF in the next 2 days. So that will be very interesting to watch. I'm super keen to see whether we do get a sell the news event. I suspect we probably do get some selling come in just because of the massive amount of Ethereum held by Grayscale and FE Trust. It's about 8 to 10 billion, if I'm not mistaken, depending on the price any given day. So there will be, and Grayscale has 2.5% fees, whereas the nearest competitor below them, I think, is 0.25%. So there will be flight from that product into cheap products in the ETFs. But that selling is a short-term phenomenon. Have the idea that this is a longer-term investment picture, and you are essentially selling before. You're selling Bitcoin at, let's just say, 40,000 before it runs to 73. Because that's exactly what happened to ETF. I think ETF launched, ran from about 40 something to 50 something, and then had a deep correction to 40,000 again before it went to 73. So that's what the kind of thought process you have to have around Ethereum is. I think this can run into a bit of a speculative move in about 4,000 for the event, and then we probably have a retracement back into this region in here before we have the main move of Ethereum eventually towards its 10K target or even higher. So that's how I feel. Just looking here, though, Stoke looks a little bit extended, so we could have that pullback first of all. If we get to sell the news, then it probably comes into my box here, which is what I kind of wanted to see on a few cryptos. I have got covered with the Masterminds, Bitcoin Dominance, Total 3, Solana, and Bonk. So I am looking at the other one here. Solana's had an amazing run of late. Also some meme coins attached to it like WIF and Bonk, Total 3, Bitcoin Dominance, and USDT Dominance. I cover all that in the Mastermind sessions, but wanted to show you guys just a broad overview where everything sits. Bitcoin will lead this. I really do think it will, and it shows that on the Bitcoin Dominance as well. Ethereum is that kind of outlier, and the big three with Solana attached to it. Lock and load, guys. We've got a lot of macro stuff in the background. We've got Donald Trump speaking at Bitcoin 2024 in a few days as well. So we have an action-packed week in the Mastermind session as well. So cover my expectations of what Trump announces with 3 possible options. So have a wonderful day. We'll catch you again next time. And enjoy the market. See you guys. Bye-bye.